Hey everyone, so this week we're talking about our sixth kingdom culture value, freedom is a responsibility. Today I want to talk about how this value shapes our leadership culture at Numa. Performance-based religion or legalism tends to create an environment where leaders feel that people need to be micromanaged. A great example of this is how the Pharisees of Jesus' day were obsessed with whether or not people were obeying God's law. The Pharisees had worked out that there were 613 commandments in all of the Old Testament, and then they added heaps more specific regulations on top of each one of those. That is micromanagement. And if you've ever been in an organization with a boss or a leader like that, you know how frustrating and how disempowering that can feel. But Jesus, who came to set us free from the requirements of the law, at least as a means of being right with God, he said that there are only two commandments that sum up all of the others. If we'll just do these two things, we'll obey the whole law. He said, love God and love people. In other words, when the right values are in a person's heart, you can trust them to do the right thing. You can give them the freedom to decide how to do what you've empowered them to do. And then they can take true ownership and responsibility for the outcome. Earlier this year, I was in a leadership meeting with my senior pastor, Corey Turner, and he made a statement that really challenged me. He said, trust doesn't need to be earned. It should be given. And I thought, wait a minute, that kind of cuts across what I've thought about trust and leadership. Surely that's not true. That doesn't seem right. Shouldn't trust need to be earned? But then I remembered when Pastor Corey and Simone asked Olivia and I to move to Perth to launch and lead the Numa Church location there. I remembered how empowered and how honored we felt that he would entrust that level of responsibility to us. And if I'm honest, I wouldn't say that Corey knew us well enough to have earned the trust to lead the church. He was trusting the values in us, trusting the Holy Spirit who is calling and empowering us to do it. So if Pastor Corey put on me the same expectation that I would have put on myself or another leader, then I wouldn't have even been asked to consider leading the church. And that revelation from watching how my pastor led me will forever shape how I lead other people. When we live by this value that freedom is a responsibility, then we can give people authority. We can empower them to achieve a goal and let them take responsibility for the outcome themselves. Sure, there's coaching, there's accountability. Jesus modeled that for us in discipleship, but there's no need for micromanagement. As John Maxwell says, leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. And one of the things I love about this value, freedom as a responsibility, is that I believe it will help us to create this kind of empowering leadership culture at Numa Perth. So thanks for listening. We have one more kingdom culture value to break down next week, which is church is covenant family. We'll see you soon.